Hi everybody and welcome back to Love English. I'm Sabrah, your British University English teacher. Now, have you ever felt at work or in an academic context that you didn't quite know the right thing to say? That someone else jumped in and said a smarter response than you, or said the words that you wanted to say, you just didn't know how to put them together? Or you say something and it doesn't sound as professional or as smart as you would like it to. Has this ever happened to you? Now, if this is a problem that you can relate to, then this video is definitely going to help you because we are looking at 25 phrases to sound more professional in English. And you can use these in a work setting or in an academic setting. A lot of them, however, are much more useful for a spoken context. If you're new to our channel, guys, then make sure you do subscribe, hit the red button, and click the notification bell so you don't miss a Love English lesson. Now guys, if you're looking for a more longer term investment in improving your professional English, then we have something interesting to tell you about. Magoosh Online English Teaching School really specialise in helping students develop their professional English, their pronunciation, their confidence, and their vocabulary, as well as many other things. Now, one of the ways in which they do this is by creating very tailored plans for each student. So they will really spend time trying to understand the areas in which you need improvement, listening to the things which you feel you need improvement, and then they will create lesson plans according to that. They also keep a very close eye on your progress by tracking your progress every 5 weeks. So every 5 weeks there is a little review where they will see how they think you are getting on, and then from there they will decide the plan for the next 5 weeks. So it's very, very structured and very tailored to your specific needs. Another thing that really makes them stand out is the level of professionalism and experience of their teachers. They only hire teachers which have got 5 years or more teaching experience, which is fantastic. So they've really spent time crafting the art of teaching. Also, their teachers have experience teaching at home in their home country and abroad. So they've developed a wide skill set. Finally, they only employ teachers with a degree or a master's degree. So they really are the next level of professionalism when it comes to teachers. Now, if this has caught your attention and you would like to improve your professional English with Magoosh, then they have kindly given us a fantastic discount to offer to our audience, so just for Love English viewers. And it is 25% off any kind of course package that you purchase, which is a quarter, so very, very generous. 25% off any course package. Now to get this, the discount code is SNL25 and the link is down in the description box below. So the phrases in the first section are on describing situations and beginning meetings. So number 1 is, we've got lots of ground to cover, so let's make a start. We've got lots of ground to cover, so let's make a start. I could actually use this to begin a video. Basically, it means we've got lots to talk about, we've got lots to do, so let's get going. But it sounds a bit more professional than saying that. We've got lots of ground to cover, so let's make a start. You can practice each phrase along with me, guys, so that you're ready to use them in your presentation or your meeting or whatever situation. Number 2 is state of the art. Describing something as state of the art. So this is an adjective phrase. And basically, this means that something is at the forefront of innovation. It's something which is very new, modern, and it's a very flattering way to describe something. So if you say to your colleagues, well, our tracking system is state of the art, this makes it sound very impressive, like it's one of the newest things available on the market. So think about it, guys. When could you describe something as state of the art? And this way you'll make it sound more exciting and professional. Number 3 is to break the mold. To break the mold. If we say that something has broken the mold, we mean it's actually broken new ground. In some ways, it's departed from the old way of doing something or from current research or current ways of thinking, and it is doing something new or using new techniques. So if we say their method with teaching English really breaks the mold, It means they're doing something very new with teaching English. They're using new techniques, methods, departing from old and more traditional methods. Right, in the next section, guys, we're looking at points where we're going to say more or where we want to introduce a new point. So number 4 is turning our attention to, or to turn your attention to, or I would like to turn your attention to, or attention can now be turned to, which makes it more academic, so you can use that last one in essays and things like that. And this just means now we're moving to this topic. Number 5 is I'd like to expand on. I'd like to expand on. And this means here I'm going to say more. I'd like to develop this point further. So I could say, I'd like to expand on Love English's plans to teach more people around the world English. I'd like to expand on Love English's plans to teach more people around the world English. Number 6 is very similar. It is let me elaborate further, or to elaborate further, or just to elaborate. And basically this again means I'm going to tell you more details, I'm going to say more. Very, very useful and much better than using phrases like moreover, furthermore, and things like that. They can get a bit boring and a bit repetitive. Okay guys, the phrases in the next section are all used for when you want to say more or you want to refer back to a specific point. So number 7 is this relates to what I was saying earlier. This relates to what I was saying earlier. And this means this is connected to a previous point, or this is connected to something I was saying before. But it just sounds more professional than saying, as I said before, or going back to what I said before. It sounds much more professional to say, this relates to what I was saying earlier, or this relates to what we mentioned earlier. Number 8 is similar. It is to revisit the aforementioned topic, or to revisit the aforementioned statements, points, whatever. This is a much more professional way of saying, let's refer back to. We can say, let's revisit the aforementioned topic, or to revisit the aforementioned points regarding this. Sounds much better, sounds much more professional. Number 9 is this ties in with. This ties in with, which means this connects to, or this is connected to. So if we say the results from our findings tie in with what we saw in the customer feedback, we mean that these two are related to each other, they are connected. Okay guys, in the next section, we're looking at ways to emphasize a point. So to show that this particular point is important. So number 10 is the significance of this is. So for example, you could say the significance of this statistic are that we are going to have to work doubly hard this year to get the same figures that we produced last year. And basically it means the importance of this is what this indicates. Number 11 is often used by politicians and leaders. And basically it is because it strongly draws the listener or the reader's attention to something. And it is the importance of this matter should not be underestimated. The importance of this matter should not be underestimated. And you could change this for the significance of this matter if you wished, or the significance of this matter cannot be underestimated. So there's a couple of different options here. But basically it means don't underestimate the importance of this. This is very important. Number 12 is this is a salient point, or salient research or salient studies have shown. So there's a few options on how we could use salient. But basically it means that something stands out or is very notable. So if we say salient studies, we mean studies that have really stood out. They are something that has been really noticed by others, probably some of the most respected as well. So you could say salient research has shown the importance of good customer service. Okay guys, the next section is phrases that we use when we are making decisions and we are coming to a conclusion about something. So number 13 is we have come to the conclusion that the best course of action is. So for example, you could say, we have come to the conclusion that the best course of action is to open up a new division to deal with this. And this sounds a lot better than saying, we're going to do this because this is the best, That sounds really boring and definitely not professional. It's much better to say we have come to the conclusion that the best course of action is blah blah blah. Number 15 is what somebody might say when they're still making a decision about something. And it is, we are still mulling over the options. We are still mulling over the situation. To mull over is to consider, to think about. So we are still mulling over the options. Number 16 is a simple one, but it's quite enthusiastic. You can say, okay, so the plan of action for today is blah, 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 which means what we're going to do today is, and then you would say. Number 17, this is nice where you want to go over and clarify information before people start to act on it. So sometimes as an employee, you may also ask your boss for this. So the phrase is, so a quick recap of the plan is blah, blah, blah. Okay, the next phrases are all used when we want to make reference to information. So number 18 is based on our findings. And this means whatever I'm going to say, I have based it on, so I'm basing it around this finding. So we might say, based on our findings, 40% of the population is now learning English through YouTube. Based on our findings, 40% of the population are now learning English through YouTube. Number 19. Now there are a few options here because I'm going to give you a couple of synonyms because it's basically the same meaning, we can just change the word. So we could say according to, or in accordance with, or as specified by, or as explained by. These are all phrases that we use when we want to say this person has said this, but we want to say it in a more professional way. Okay, this last section of phrases is all about how to give your opinion or your assessment of something. So what do you think of it? But you want to say this in a professional way. So number 20 is to put it simply, or you could also change this to simply put. So if you want to clarify something at the end of the meeting, so if you want to summarize it, you could say, to put it simply, we are going to have to work doubly hard to achieve the figures we made last year. Number 21 is that seems doable or that seems manageable. And this just means, okay, this seems like something we can go ahead with. This seems manageable, or it seems like something we can do. But it's a phrase you'll hear a lot in offices in England. We might say, okay, yeah, that sounds doable, that seems manageable. Number 22 is often used when we want to track progress on something. So we want to see how something is going. And it is, let's reassess in due course, or let's reassess the situation in due course. So basically it means, let's check on how things are going, let's maybe have another look, make a new decision in due course. Number 23 is a fantastic positive phrase. It is, it's a win-win. It's a win-win. And this means this particular situation or this outcome is good for everyone involved. Everybody wins. Number 24 is used when you are waiting for news or confirmation and you want to say this in a professional way. It is, we are still awaiting confirmation. We are still awaiting confirmation. Number 25, guys, the last one is often used when we want to conclude a meeting or when we want to finish a current conversation. So we want to wrap up a current conversation or a current topic and talk about it another time. It is, let's reconvene about this tomorrow, or let's reconvene about this afternoon. And guys, we are going to reconvene in the next lesson. We are going to reconvene with more things to help you with your English in the next lesson. So guys, we've come to the end of those 25 phrases to sound more professional in English. As I said, they could also be used in an academic setting. Don't forget to go and try Magoosh and get that 25%, that amazing offer. So don't forget to go and try them, guys. And also, please try and use any of the phrases that we looked at today in the comments below, and I will check that for you. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye-bye.